Welcome, Tangenters, Ramblers, and Sidequesters to the Daily Ramble Tangents and Sidequests with Jules. I am Jules, a 20-year-old college student with thoughts about life, the world, and all the wonderful things in it. I created this podcast to talk about life and spread some joy around to anyone who's listening. We'll talk about good news, pop culture, and as always, a sprinkling of something good every week. Starting off with our Super Trooper Spotlight of the week, and I'm very excited about this one because I have been binge watching this show for quite a few weeks. So our Super Trooper Spotlight of the week is Victorious from Nickelodeon. I have been watching this show on repeat for a few weeks. It's been taking me a while to get through it just because I don't have that much time to be watching it, but when I do have the time to watch an episode, never fails to bring me nostalgia from when I was a little bit younger. And I like to have something that's positive that I can kind of just turn my brain off and consume. And I love musicals, and I really loved Victorious when I was about 13 or 14. So this is definitely bringing me back some nostalgia from back then. But I forgot how insanely unhinged this show was. And I know it's because there were some not great people who were on this show and who were working on it and who were putting the actors in uncomfortable situations. And I don't want to promote that person and that kind of behavior because it's not right and it's so wrong and improper. But I still appreciate what the show brought to its audience, if that makes sense. I'm not supporting the way that it was created or the things that happened on that set, but it did bring me nostalgia just because I did watch it when I was younger, when I didn't understand what things were happening there, when none of it had even come out yet. So watching it back because I wanted to feel that feeling of nostalgia and hear those songs again definitely has been interesting, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've been happily watching that, happily listening to the singing again. I forgot how beautiful all of their voices were. Andre Harris, I always loved his voice, and I felt like he was so underrated on the show because when you're with Victoria Justice and Elizabeth Giles, I believe it's Giles, I probably am pronouncing it wrong, but when you're next to Ariana Grande, Victoria Justice, Elizabeth Giles, sometimes your voice can get a little bit lost because there's just so much talent. But Andre Harris is such an insanely amazing singer. I love his performance, and I love how he performs songs because there's a difference between being able to be an actor and being a performer who can sing and play an instrument. And I really feel like they found actors and actresses that really could just get all of those layers, and they really fleshed out this storyline and they fleshed out this art school that is just really incredible. So I have been happily watching that, and I did get to the end. I believe I just finished. If not, I have pardon me, I have 2 episodes left-ish. But I have been loving listening to the songs again. I have been loving watching their performances because you see how much they commit to the bit. Even if they were feeling uncomfortable on set, they committed to their characters, and I really love how the characters are very free. Even though circumstances may have been different, it feels very freeing to watch characters that are being so boisterous and being so different and so loud about their individuality. And that's something that always spoke to me when I was younger because I have a very unique personality and it's very positive and out there and confident and peppy, but I didn't feel confident in my own personality because I felt like I was too much. So being able to watch something like this has just been really wonderful and really beautiful to be able to see characters that are like me or how I felt, but they're stronger and they're able to do the things that I wasn't and be able to feel confident in the ways I wasn't. So I am very grateful for being able to watch that, just because it's been really nice nostalgia and really nice reminder that I watched those people and I watched the characters because I wanted to be like the characters and be bold and be empowered in myself. And now I am feeling that way, and it's just really was a beautiful moment to have for myself. So I have been watching Victorious. It is on Netflix for right now, and I mean, if you were into it before, listen to the songs, maybe go take a watch. I will say the first episodes are a lot better than the last episodes, but the last episodes kind of felt like fever dream stacked on fever dream, a hat on a hat on a hat. So if that is your thing, you'll like the last season. But that has been our Super Trooper Spotlight of the week. Now we're going to be moving on to our main segment, Unsupervised Side Quests. This week we have a lot to talk about. So, I go to school for production, and I have a lot on my plate. I have 4 lead positions in 3 weeks, 4 finals, 2 projects, 1 presentation, and a partridge in a pear tree. I don't actually have a partridge in a pear tree, although that would be interesting on top of all these things. But I have a lot going on. The 4 lead positions that I have are rigger, which is the person that is going to be building concert truss that we're going to be using for different events that we're going to be putting on and different gigs that we're going to be working on. So I am the rigger for 1 event, and I am a lighting designer for 2 events. And I am an assistant lighting designer for a 4th event. Oh, and I forgot. 5 lead roles. I'm also an assistant production manager. So I have 5 lead roles in 3 weeks, 4 finals, 2 projects, 1 presentation, and a partridge in a pear tree. There we are. So my 5 lead positions, all of them vastly different. Rigger, which I explained. Lighting designer. Those are kind of the same. Assistant lighting designer, assisting that role. And assistant production manager, which is just helping oversee our production and basically having all of the information needed for that event in my brain and being able to answer any questions that people have. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking just because I've never done it before, and it's a lot of information to have, and I did it for one of our important events and gigs that we do every year, so I was definitely feeling the pressure. But we are going to get through it. We did get through part of it, and I feel happy with my performance for it. And then we get to my 4 finals. Okay, so my 4 finals were a final in a lighting console class, Introduction to Intelligent Lighting Consoles, which is basically looking at every kind of lighting console that you can program lights into and play back for a show. And we're learning about a lot of them and how to use them, basic things that you need to know to operate them. So I had a final for that class. I had a final for my video production class, which is projectors and learning how a input and output signal path works and using different cables and figuring out troubleshooting. So I had a final for that class. I also had a final for a work study class where we just had to demonstrate different skills, which I could do, which I'm very happy about because I did pass the final before because it's very similar to a final that I took last semester. So not something that was super difficult for me to do. And I had a final for my podcasting class, which is the reason that we started this podcast. That one I had to write a paper on what I've learned and different things that I have found with podcasts, whether it's positive things, negative things, things that I could improve on, weaknesses, all those kinds of things. So I had a final and presentation for that class, and I really truly feel that for that final I did my very best that I could. I wrote about all of my strengths and weaknesses that I've felt and the successes and failures that I've had with this podcast. But I also touched on different emotions that I've been feeling while creating this podcast because I am very proud of the digital footprint that I have created. And it's been very nice to have an outlet that I could talk to and be able to just share about my life and all the thoughts that I have in my head. It's very nice to be able to get those out and talk to someone. And I get to talk to all of you guys. Also, something that is important to me that I want to touch on is that I have found my own space and created my own corner of the internet, corner of the world, to find and cultivate a community that I'm very proud to be part of, proud to be contributing to, and to even be starting partially. But none of that would be possible without this podcasting class, and I really feel that I'm becoming so much more confident in myself because I am being forced to put myself out there, and when you force yourself to when you're forced to put yourself out there, when you force yourself to do it, you surely see that you are someone that, even if not everyone likes you, there's always going to be someone who likes you. Not just someone from your family that loves you, but there's always going to be someone out there that will resonate with what you have to say. And that's a lesson that I've been learning a lot frequently. And I'm really proud of myself for how strong and how boldly that I'm starting this, and I'm creating my own corner of the world where I can share my own feelings and feel heard, make other people feel heard, and just create this positive environment, because that's really all that I could ask for. So I'm very, very happy about this, and I'm really, really glad that I could start this podcast to bring joy to other people as well as myself. Next, we will be discussing my assistant lighting design and a show that I spotlight coordinated for. And if you don't know what that means, assistant lighting design truly means that I go and focus lights for the lighting designer. I help them with whatever busy work they have to do. And by busy work, I mean readdressing lights so that we are able to communicate with them through the lighting console that we're going to use, and that no signals are crossed and nothing gets too confused. And going and focusing lights that you can't really move around, because there's lights that move and there's lights that don't. So being able to focus the lights that don't move and help connect the ones that do move. In addition to that, I was also given the privilege of being the spotlight coordinator for this show, which meant that I was helping to design the colors that were going to be used in the spotlights for the production that we were working on, which was a pop song show. So I was very excited about that, because it's something that I really enjoy, lighting design, and I love being able to see how colors work together and layering, all of that good stuff, and being able to highlight performers just brings so much warmth to my heart. So I'm very excited about it. And I think it went really, really well. I'm really excited about it because there was a lot of songs that I was just so proud of, the way that they looked and the way that we communicated the feeling that we wanted to the audience, simply with the lighting design that the lighting designer chose and the colors that I chose for the spotlights. It was a little bit of work trying to get used to them, because spotlights that we were using are Super Trooper spotlights, and they're very big and they're very, very bulky and heavy and difficult to move. So props to my 2 spotlight operators, because it is hard work. I don't envy them, and I'm very grateful for all of their dedication and their assistance with helping me to create the effect that we needed to aid the lighting designer's vision. So I was very, very happy about that, and I was very, very happy to assistant lighting design for one of my close friends. I also had a very, very exciting weekend because I helped put on a surprise party, and it was amazing. One of my aunts is the party queen. She throws everybody surprise parties. She's thrown my mom 2 surprise parties. She's thrown my dad a surprise party. She's thrown our cousins surprise parties, her parents, my grandparents. Everybody has gotten a surprise party from her, except her. And we have been planning this for an entire year because we wanted to make sure that she didn't know and that it would be just as fabulous as she is, because she is absolutely wonderful. So we threw her a surprise party. It was beautiful. The theme was boots and bubbly because she loves champagne and cowboys. So everyone was wearing their boots. We were wearing our vests and our cowboy hats. It was fantastic, and she had so much fun. And it was such an exciting night to just be able to see her in her element, having fun with her friends, and to finally see our plans that we've been planning for a year come to fruition. Because as soon as she walked into the surprise party, my other aunt hugged me and my mom and said, "Oh, we did it! It's finally over! We don't have to keep hiding from her anymore." Which is so funny, I think, because we really were having a struggle hiding it from her. One of my aunts said, "I couldn't talk to her for like 2 weeks. It was horrible." And the aunt that was being surprised thought that everyone was mad at her because no one would talk to her. But it was only because everyone was trying to surprise her and no one wanted to spill the beans. So absolutely wonderful that we could surprise her. And I'm so grateful that it really worked out, and it was such a beautiful party. Everyone had so much fun. So it was a wonderful party, and I'm so grateful that we were able to throw it for her. And lastly, on Mother's Day, I went on a golf cart adventure with my cousin. We went to have lunch at a country club. They were having an event where you could come and have Mother's Day brunch, and my whole family went. And my uncle works at the country club, so he was able to rent us some golf carts. And my father, my little cousin, my cousin who's just a few years younger than me, myself, and two of my uncles were able to get 3 golf carts and go out together and ride along the golf course. It was so much fun. And it was truly a peak experience just because it was so nice to be able to just follow them around, feel the wind, just be able to have so much fun with it. And I'm so grateful that we had that opportunity because, once again, you don't get that opportunity often. And especially to be able to go and ride along the hills and on the paths with my cousin was so much fun. She got to drive, then I got to drive. And let me tell you, we had so much fun. So I was so grateful for that opportunity, for that. And oh no, it was just so much fun. It was a great day, and it was a great way to celebrate our moms and aunts and grandmas and memas. But it was such a great day, and I'm so grateful that I was able to spend it with my family. Because I know not everyone is as fortunate as I am to be able to spend so much time with their family and be so close to them. Alright, moving on to our next segment, which is the best thing ever, where we add a sprinkling of good news into your day. Our good news for this week is Hazel, a New Zealand rescue pup, saved his owner from a deadly house fire. The poor baby. So, Hazel was a New Zealand rescue pup. I say was, she is. She's still a rescue pup. She was adopted into her new owner's family, and just at the beginning of her stay with them, there was a house fire. So unfortunate and so terrible. But Hazel was able to wake up her owner in time that they were uninjured and unharmed, and they were able to come out of the house unscathed, all right. And although the house was not just fine because of the fire, Hazel was able to save her new loving family. And that's just so wonderful. I love when animals are able to help people out of danger just because they're so intuitive and they're so smart and they're so intelligent, and they can honestly tell so many things before us. They know that when things are wrong, and that their owner was able to listen to the dog, and that the dog was able to go and trust the owner that they would both make it out together. It's just truly so sweet and so inspiring. So I'm so glad that Hazel and her owner are all okay, and I hope that we continue seeing some happy animal stories because, as we've seen with our best thing ever, I really like to find a happy animal story. So I'm so glad that everyone is alright and that we were able to share this good news to sprinkle into your day. Lastly, we are moving on to our Song of the Week segment. And the Song of the Week, which will be linked in the bio below for the playlist of the Song of the Week for Season 1, is going to be It's You by Peter from Heated Rivalry. That song is just, it soothes my soul. It makes me so happy. And I love when I can scroll and just hear that song start playing because it truly does make me happy. It's so symbolic and it's so meaningful. It's so close to the heart. I absolutely love this song. It's being added to my playlist. It's just, I love it. It's so well composed. It's so well produced. It's just so good. So I love that song. So It's You by Peter will be added to the playlist for Song of the Week Season 1. Well, this has been a lovely episode of the Daily Ramble Tangents and Side Quests with Jules. Follow us wherever you find your podcasts. Keep on rambling and going on every ever fulfilling side quest. We'll see you next week. Bye, Ramblers.